From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. All right, y'all. What's good, man? Yes, sir. We are back for Engineers to the Streets podcast. Y'all know what time it is, what it is, man. ETTS, man. Engineers to the Streets. Dr. PG here, man. You know, where we discuss sports topics and, primarily sports topics, but, any current events, any other topic that, that we'll discuss or comes to mind or we feel is relevant, You can get it from our perspective, an urban perspective, a black perspective, an educated perspective, all in one. You know what I'm talking about? So let's get it popping, man. Just the street, we're going to call it my boy, Dr. Twan, Dr. TC. Me and Dr. PG and GM, man. Praise God to get money is what we do, baby. Yes, sir. So let's get right, man. Let's get right. We have a plethora of topics to talk about, man. Quite a few. So I'm about to give my boy a call right now, see if we can get him on the line. Let's see if we can get him on the line, man. Let's see. About to fire it up now. Let's give him a call, man. It's ringing. We getting him here now. Let's see if I can make sure the audio's straight. Doc Cheese did the picks, man. Don't you worry about that, right? Don't you worry about that, my boy. Yes, sir. We got my boy right here, man. We calling him now. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Why is not showing up on here? I see you, bro. I'm trying to figure out why they don't see you. I had the screens flip-flop. That's what it was. All right, bet. I can't hear you, though. You muted. Oh, you say something? Yeah, you muted right now. Are we gonna wait for Dr. TC to get his stuff together, man? We have a plethora of topics to talk about today, man. I'm gonna tell you what we talk about. Of course, we have the big fight coming up, so we're gonna talk about that. We got the big trade that just transpired. We got Dame Dollar from Portland, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the contenders in the NBA. And so, like I said, a plethora of topics. So he's gonna get his audio fixed right now. Brief introduction. Yes, I know my boy since this is episode 10. Y'all should be pretty familiar with what we got going on. However, it's officially episode 10, but I'm gonna give him a brief introduction, man. I've been knowing my boy since we met each other going to Florida A&M University. Both of us are at the FAMU FSU College of Engineering. Both of us have our PhD in engineering as well. His is focused on robotics. Mine's focused on sustainable energy, and he's currently a professor. And yeah, man, me, I'm freelancer streaming and stuff. We've been rocking since Pattyfoot, man, which is our dorms, man. We were in freshman dorms together, man. My boy from St. Petersburg. I'm from Palm Bay, so St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area, as well as Miami. I got people down south as well. So we just connect a bunch of Florida boys, kicking it, and yeah, man, build a great bond, man, brotherhood, man. So we go through our ups and downs and ups, but mostly ups. So I appreciate this man right here. So let's get right to it. He's still trying to fix his audio. Let me make sure it's not on my end as well. Oh, I hear you. I actually hear you. You're just real low. Let me see if I can turn you up. Can y'all hear him, chat? He's real low, right?
Can you hear me?
Okay, it's a little bit better. He's still low. I'm gonna turn you up on my end as well. I don't want to turn you up too loud, so it'd be too loud and thing. But say something again one more time.
Hello.
I think you're good. I think it's good right there.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's good right there. I'm gonna turn you down a little bit. I might turn you up a little bit too much on my end. Don't change yours though, please.
Okay.
All right, bet. All right, yeah, man. But how you been though, bro?
I've been good, man. How you? I was better than I was, when I woke up. You know what I'm saying?
I know we're gonna get into that, man. We're gonna get into that. I like the hat though, man. Miami
I'm
Heat.
feeling real homerific right now. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
Feeling like a real homer. I gotta represent right now.
Already, man. So
Yo,
start off, man. I like how you got I like your background, man. Got the King Canelo out there. We got Charlo. He's a lion. He a king too, but he a little lower king than Canelo in my opinion when it comes to the stature of boxing and stuff like that, based on what they earn. But they both kings in their own respect. So we gonna start off with boxing, man. Before we get to that, the main event, I want to talk about Shakur Stevenson, man. Show them some love, man. My boy Shakur, which I know you're familiar with him. Those of you unfamiliar with Shakur Stevenson, man, he's a young upcoming bull, man. They gave him the Sugar moniker. So there's Sugar Ray Robinson the first. at least to my knowledge. Then you got Sugar Ray Leonard, then you had Sugar Shane Mosley. When they bestowed that Sugar moniker upon you, that means that you the truth. You know, he's Sugar Shakur Stevenson. That means you got something, man. That means you got something. You're working with something, and you know, a lot of people been ducking and dodging him, man. But he has a fight upcoming in November. He's fighting Edwin De Los Santos, who I'm not really familiar with. I know De Los Santos. You familiar with him?
No, I'm not at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he finally secured him a fight, man, and Shakur secured him a fight, and he's going against Edwin De Los Santos. He has one loss, but that one loss came from an undefeated fighter named William Foster. So I don't think it's really, and it was a split decision too. So you know those are usually debatable in some way or some fashion. But I want to respect Edwin De Los Santos because it's well documented that you know Shakur Stevens has been trouble has been finding trouble getting a fight, man. You know, securing a fight, man. You know, the latest to duck him was Frank Martin. You know what I mean? Right. You know, we're boxing enthusiasts. We don't like to say people ducking other people because it takes a man to get in that ring. But yeah. Devin Haney is well-known ducker.
Ducking that boy.
Lomachenko definitely ducked that man. And that's Frank Martin, another undefeated fighter. You know, he's actually out of the Spence camp. You know, I believe he's training under Derrick James. And so he went to Charlo brothers and Errol Spence and stuff like that. Yeah, man, he was supposed to fight, and yeah, for some reason it came with some excuses. Shakur Stevenson called him out about that. How you feel about that, man?
Man, I think Shakur Stevenson right, man.
I think
agree. Dudes, man, they keep coming up with excuses. I don't know if they start looking at them on the tape. I don't really know what it is, but it's real hard for that boy to get a fight because
I know you know what it is. He be putting that pressure on him. I think that
Yeah, so I don't think anybody his size can beat him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's such a risk for him to go up. You know, a weight class or two.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if his style will still work at that size, but right now I don't think nobody at his size can beat him. I think everybody ducking him.
Everybody, bro. Bro, the one that surprised me. Yeah, and the one that surprised me the most was I ain't gonna say Lomachenko surprised me the most. I was very disappointed in Lomachenko, and of course Devin Haney. I'm really disappointed.
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. No, I'm gonna say that surprised me a lot. I ain't gonna say.
Yeah.
That surprised me a lot. I thought he was gonna fight.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I think he was gonna fight Tiafimo.
Right.
And go down that road.
Right.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna fight Shakur.
And also too, I forgot to mention as well, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, the one that just had that war with Gervonta Davis. You know, he's a good fighter. Yeah. He also backed out of Shakur Stevenson fight. He didn't want that pressure either. So I was like, man, it's really tough, like you said, about moving up. And it's like, yeah, I want to move. I mean, I wouldn't mind moving up, but like you said, it seems like he has to move on just to get somebody to fight him. I don't think that's right. You know what I'm saying? People got to fight, man. That's what you're doing, man. You're a warrior, man. You gotta, you know, let us know what you're about, man. That's crazy.
You gotta get in that cage with that lion. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people ducking him. I think it's pretty bad. That's the stuff that be bad for boxing. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that.
About what's bad for boxing is
I'm glad you said
sometimes it do be the promoters. Sometimes I think it do be the fighters too. Sometimes I really do think them boys ducking.
Oh yeah. There's no way to argue against. I tried.
That's how I look at it. You know? I ain't trying to cause no problems, but call nobody out. But everybody in his weight class, I think.
Everybody, bro. Devin Haney, he running from everybody. I don't know who he want to fight.
Yeah, that boy. Right. I might be too because he ran away with that money.
Yeah. He ran off on the plug twice. The boy looking like Plies out there.
Highway robbery.
Yeah, man.
You know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because, like you said, with boxing, it's bad for boxing because, of course, I love boxing. I love the gentleman aspect of it. Like when you knock somebody down, you let them get up. Let the ref determine when the fight's over. You know, when it's done. That's why I don't like MMA. I feel like it's too primitive and too barbaric, in my opinion, just for me. But one thing I like about UFC, and I do like the freedom that the boxers get, you know. But UFC, man, hey, you got to fight at UFC. Dana White got that thing on lock to where you got to fight, and that's good and bad. You know, it's bad for the amount of pay that they can negotiate and stuff like that. And I feel like it does put a cap on like the star that you can.
See, that's the problem. That's my problem right there. Like, I think it's good. It's a great model. Mm. I think the model is great, but I don't understand. This is kind of my problem with the U.S. current state. Like, why do people need so much money that fighters can't get paid?
Right,
he's making a shit ton of money.
He is.
Why could they not get paid in the same model? Like, you got to fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What an up and comer is, but why the hell they got to be making crumbs? Why they ain't getting? You know what I'm saying? Big bread. They should be getting big bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody would
shout out to Francis Ngannou.
That's my biggest thing. I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, I agree. It's greed. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. It's just greed. But you know, you don't like to judge other people's pockets. But yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. It's like they can definitely make more money.
Pockets, nah, man.
They could definitely make more money.
That's what everybody be talking about. Don't judge. I'm judging. Goddamn it. I'm tense. Dame got stolen by the Milwaukee. I'm judging that too.
Right. No, that's a fact though, man. Like that model is good from a fan perspective, like you said. But like from it comes to the actual participants and fighters, I don't know how good it is for them. I mean, well, we know it's not. It's only good for a few, you know. But,
right, exactly.
But yeah, the boxers. So I do think that they got to find a happy medium. But yeah, that Frank Martin, man, that really made me mad. And like I said, shout out to Shakur Stevenson for calling him out, man. He called that man a bitch and some more shit. So all on Twitter. So yeah, so
He's been talking his shit for a minute. He know that.
Yeah, man, he's young and 26. Yeah, he's 26 years old, man. Needs to fight, need to prove himself, man. So he can get on these bigger venues and bigger pay-per-view spots and stuff like that, so the world can know him. Because outside of casuals, if you're a boxing casual, people don't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think his only real option. Well, of course, if somebody want to come out and actually fight him,
right?
But I doubt that. I think he's just gonna have to get in the gym for a while and get bigger. You have to go up and he have to go slay somebody bigger than him.
You might have to, bro. You might have to, man.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
like somebody bigger than him to take that fight because he a big name.
Yeah,
he ain't a huge name, but he a big name. He a big enough name.
Right.
And he go bang on somebody and then just move up in weight classes. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really got too much of a choice with the way it's working right now.
Right.
They treating that boy like a running back.
I'm telling you, bro. My boy Legit Haiku in the chat said a lot of great boxers have bloated records fighting jobbers and journeymen. That's true. That's true, man. Yeah, they do. That's a fact. You're right about that. It's always a silly part of boxing. Now, you're right about that, man. And going to somebody else who has a little bit more notoriety, a bit more notoriety, man. We're going to segue into Shakur Stevenson's, what he said, he looks up to him like a big brother, man. Terrence Crawford and Spence, man. You know, they Spence has reenacted. Hey, switch it up on him. Hey, I got that same hat. Yes, sir.
I'm feeling real homerific today.
Let's get right. So we got Spence and Crawford too, man. Aiming for December, man. Spence a couple weeks ago, he activated that rematch clause. Of course, I was in the decision of the loser, which we expected him to. But I've seen some rumors about, man, this is what kind of, I'm not going to say it shocked me, but I am a little bit disappointed. But it's all within his rights. You know, I heard that they had the rematch clause, and of course the loser can activate that, and the winner has to honor it. But the winner gets to choose the weight. And from what I'm hearing, from some sources, specifically according to Boxing Social, Crawford has said that, man, we're gonna do it 147 again. But it's crazy. It's crazy because, like, I'm not mad at him because, hey, contractually, if that's what it was, you didn't specify that, in the. You got to add that specificity to the contract. It's up that's the smart thing to do. But the thing about it is that he knows and is well documented, and he even acknowledged it that he not only that he wants to go to 154, especially to challenge Charlo and maybe possibly Canelo, but he knows that Errol Spence, this was his last fight. Errol Spence stayed down to make that fight at 147 with him before moving up to 154. So it's kind of like a well-known given, or understood, something that could go without being said, something that's already understood that the rematch is going to be at 154. Granted, I don't know how much of a difference that'll make. I think it'll make a difference. Now, will it make a difference in the result or who will be the winner? I think Terrence Crawford still win. But at 147, man, I don't even want to see it, bro. We already said this last time. How you feel about that, bro? How you feel about Terrence Crawford, though, man? The Crawford camp doing that, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you just said it, and I kind of feel some type of way about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I really do, especially like you said, he already been talking about moving up.
Right.
I know he can't really deny the fight, you know what I mean?
Right.
But with the way he beat him not even about the way he beat him the first time. He know 154 is supposed to be the way kind of like that's the next challenge for him.
Right.
Why not fight Spence at 154? You know what I mean? You know you kind of have an advantage inside because So why take the event? And it's not even because you beat him the first time. It's because, not trying to be funny, but he actually is saying that he wants to fight at a heavier weight. If you don't say
he said that blatantly.
You know what I'm saying? If you gonna say that about yourself,
right?
How you gonna make this man come down to a weight that you know he's not comfortable at?
Right.
Just like to take the advantage. That's a little green.
I think it's a little green, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, it's not. I can't knock it too much because You know, these are the things that they have their team look at.
It's green.
It's green, bro. Right? Yeah, it's green, bro. I feel like, come on, dog. You know, it's already understood that you know, and everybody anticipated to be at 154. You immediately after the fight, you yelled at Charlo. Where did you go fight Charlo at 154? Right, and then you know, there's talks of Errol Spence. He had trouble making the weight, and then in addition to that, post fight, you know, the post fight talks weeks that transpired, you know, weeks that went along. He was saying how I destroyed Errol Spence. And people saying that my resume was filled with bums, but the bums that I fought gave me more trouble than him, you know. And so it's like, but you kind of know that, no disrespect to Errol Spence. I mean, no disrespect to Crawford. Crawford's resume, in my opinion, is not as bad as people say, but it's definitely not as good as Errol Spence's. So I feel like you're even kind of acknowledging that you know that he had trouble making that weight. Now, with that, how much of that determined that fight? You know, I don't think that him having trouble making that weight is really going to be that much of a factor to change the result of the fight. But I do think it would have looked a little different. I think it would look different at 154. But I don't know. I mean, he could blow right through him in the 154 too. So I don't know. But I do think it's smart, man. It's a business decision, man. It's a business decision.
Listen, man. I think Terrence Crawford. I don't even think it'd be a better fight. I think it may be a worse fight
for Errol Spence.
154. Yeah, because I think as strong as Spence think he will be, Terrence Crawford will be a lot stronger at that weight too. I believe.
I think he will too.
I think he will too. He'll look more natural in the ring. So them shots he throwing will be hitting harder too. Because the issue with that fight was that Spence was barely even touching him. Damn, what size you was, you could barely touch the man.
Right, but I do think that has to do with him drain. It's kind of like I'll go back to the fight like between Pacquiao and Oscar. I'm with you on the fact that just like in this fight, I think Pacquiao would still win regardless. You know what I'm saying? But Oscar being so drained, you know, granted, I'm not saying that Spence was drained to that capacity of what Oscar was, but you be so drained, it can make you slower. You know what I'm saying? It not only to make you not be able to, you know what I'm saying, make you have less reflexes, maybe make you feel like you just not even the same person. You know what I'm saying? So yes, make you sluggish. Right. So it make you sluggish. Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. So I do think that it impacted Errol Spence more. Now, like I said, to what extent, I still think there's no way that I could go after that demolition. There's no way I could go with Errol Spence. I would like to see Errol Spence win the rematch, but I just, you know what I'm saying, there's no way I could go. I could bet on him, you know, after the first fight, regardless of what the case was. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that much will change in what, because if they're aiming for December. When was this fight? This fight was in August. Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying. So what we looking like a 4-month difference? That's not gonna be that much of a difference in my opinion.
Was it August? It wasn't in July.
Was it July? Either way, 5-6 month difference is not gonna make that. 5-6 months time to transpire. I don't think it's gonna be that much of a difference. But I do think it benefits Spence more to be at the higher weight because
the thing
than it does Crawford. And it'll be his first time doing that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be his first time officially going to that, and that's something too, I think.
See, what I
it'll be both of their first time, but you know, Errol Spence is closer, you know, to going up.
Yeah. What I was looking for in the fight from Errol Spence that I thought that I wasn't able to see. That's what bothered me. I don't know at either weight was. I feel like with the way that he fights, as far as like how, you know, they say styles make fights. Terrence Crawford's style is going to be able to touch Errol Spence. With that type of fight, he needs to be able to take the punches to get his off. And he looked like he couldn't take the punches. So that might have been the weight.
Yeah, that's what I think. And then I was listening to Michael J. White, the actor. You know, he does like Spawn, and he does like, you know, a lot of Blood and Bone. You know. So he was saying that he had inside sources that told him that Errol Spence going into the fight, he shouldn't have fought Terrence Crawford because throughout training camp, he just wasn't Errol Spence. Now, was that due to the weight or was it due to other factors? Michael, he didn't specify, you know, but he said that it wasn't just the weight, those other things as well. But in addition to the weight, he said going into that fight when he was watching himself, in addition to the information that he was given, he knew that it wasn't going to bode well for Errol Spence. So, you know what I mean? It's always hindsight 2020. So I don't know how much.
I was about to say that hindsight is 2020, but
I do believe it though. I do believe it.
I was just finna say I'm gonna be honest. Even watching All Access, I think it was on All Access.
Yeah, All Access Showtime. Yep.
He just didn't look like sharp like how he
didn't, bro.
Looked. I agree. Like he was almost like he was going through the motions.
I agree.
And I don't really know why. You know,
right?
kind of chalked it up to filming, and it's just for TV.
It's a lot of stuff,
the best
man.
stuff. But he Terrence Crawford just looked different, and maybe that's what it was, but he just didn't look sharp.
He didn't, bro. I mean, 2 accidents.
Comparing to me seeing him before,
right?
Watching him fight before,
right?
He looked like he can do nothing with him. I don't know,
right? And Errol Spence,
sometimes great fighters,
right?
You know how I am. They make you look like that. Floyd do that shit to a lot.
That's true. That's true. So, and Errol Spence is like, the only thing I will say is this point. This is a good point that I was reading that someone brought up. I believe it was Michael J. White. It might have been Sean Porter or somebody. I'm not sure. First off, once again, shout out to Errol Spence for not making excuses. But because if anybody could make excuses, he could make excuses. But he didn't. But he had 2 accidents. He had the time off.
Right.
He had he had the time off, and then. And he barely couldn't make the weight already, you know what I'm saying? And so he's forcing himself to be a man of his word and go with that weight that he clearly wasn't comfortable at anymore. But also, in addition to that, styles make fights, yes. But there's no doubt. I agree with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford said that if I fought bums on my resume, look how I did this guy. Bro, that was the best Terrence Crawford look, bro. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like against Gamboa, against Avizin, whatever his name was, Postol, Victor Postol, bro. What's buddy's name? Sean Port, bro. That's the best this man looked, and he looked the best against Errol Spence, who they have some similar and common opponents. So I think that is something to consider as well and take into account. Like, granted, styles make fights, like you said. However, I think to ignore that will be kind of irresponsible too, because that was his best competition by far. I don't care what nobody said. Now maybe not in the ring that night, but on paper, Errol Spence was his best competition by far. You know
absolutely,
what I'm saying? You're right.
I believe that.
And he made him look. He fought Benavidez, even with Terrence Crawford, Bud, and Benavidez. He didn't look that good, bro. He looked the best against Errol Spence. So I think he looked
the best he's ever looked.
He looked the best he ever looked. Hands down. Mr. J in the building was good. Unruly and Truly Man was good. He said, Unruly Disciple says Crawford was razor fucking sharp that match. Yeah.
He was. It looked like, my favorite. He looked like Floyd versus Arturo Gatti. Like
yeah, hell yeah. Worse. I ain't gonna lie. I think worse. Rest in peace, Arturo.
He was hitting them hard. But
Arturo was getting, yeah. No, so when I say, I feel like, I think he looked worse, but I ain't gonna lie. Rest in peace, Arturo Gatti. I think Spencer.
Rest in peace, yes. Yeah, that was.
But I think that was good. That was a good comparison though. I'd even say that.
That's what it looked like. It's like a fight that you would think that it's a very nice defensive, very fundamental fighter.
Yeah.
Versus somebody with really good talent, and he just tore him apart.
Mollywop that man.
That's
bro.
what it looked like.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy, bro. And,
but I think it's great, but we gonna see.
Yeah.
I think Crawford should let that boy.
Man, fight that man at 154, bud. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Stop playing, bro. You want to fight Charlo, and if speaking of 154, right? Show him what time it is, man. That'll be a great intro fight to the 154. However, like I said, I understand the business move, because if he does lose to Errol Spence, what's gonna happen? He's gonna set up a trilogy, and if he's trying to close that chapter, like I said, I understand the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? If he's trying to close that chapter and move on.
I would say this also. The other side of the business move is fighting the same fighter at 154. If he does lose,
right, then look good.
He has the benefit of saying that I fought him at a bigger weight.
That's
and
a fact.
He get the feel for 154.
That's a fact. I agree.
So
there's benefit.
If you're gonna lose to anybody at 154, it should be Errol Spence. That's what I mean.
Okay, I disagree. I mean, I agree. Yes, I agree. From me versus you and talk, you know what I'm saying, like us being boxers, you know what I'm saying, or like me and you being rivals. But if he loses to Errol Spence, Canelo's gone. You know what I'm saying? That's the next topic I'm gonna get to. Canelo, no one's gonna want to see him in Canelo. No one's gonna want people. People probably don't even want to see him in Charlo.
Hold on, if he loses to Errol Spence, if he loses to Errol Spence at all, I don't believe that. That's what I'm saying.
You don't think so?
I believe if he loses to Errol Spence at 147, Canelo's gone.
Yeah. I mean, if he loses to Errol Spence, regardless, is one. But I think the chance of him losing at 147 is way lower than him losing at 154. But if you're right, I agree. If he loses to Errol Spence, regardless, Canelo and possibly Charlo's gone. But that's why he's fighting at 140. This is why I think he's fighting at 147. Of course, he didn't disclose this. I'm speculating. But I think that he fighting him at 147 because he knows if he beats Errol Spence, first of all, no one's as interested in the rematch after that demolition. Even if it's at 154, I don't think as much people are gonna be interested in that rematch anyway. And then number 2, if he loses, then the big super payday, which is him and Canelo, and a bigger payday, which would be him and Charlo, especially if Charlo wins against Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I think that goes down the drain if he loses to Errol Spence. So I think he's trying to make a, I don't know. Either way, I don't like it. I understand it, and I'm not trying to be an apologist for him. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying I kind of could see, you know what I'm saying, like why he's doing it. I'm picking up the breadcrumbs that he's leaving, you know what I'm saying, to follow his path. I see what he's saying and follow his trail, but I still don't like it, man. You got to fight him at 154, man. That was understood. You know what I'm saying? It was understood that y'all was gonna fight at 154, man. But you gotta.
I agree with that part.
You gotta write that contract, bro.
Fight him at 154. But I do believe that if he lost to him at 154, it's automatically gonna be a rematch clause. If he
it's gonna be a trilogy. It's gonna be a trilogy. Yeah.
If he loses at 147, that kind of wipes out his 154 talk to me.
Oh yeah.
If he loses at 154 to somebody who fought him before, he's still gonna have this chance to fight him again.
I agree. If he fights at 154, I still think Charlo door's open. I still think he can fight Charlo.
Yeah, exactly. Then I think he can kind of parlay his way still into being a 154 fighter.
I agree with that.
If he loses his first fight to somebody who fought him the first time, change the game plan probably.
Right.
And then he came back and beat him.
Right.
Now
I
you
agree.
Can kind of get rolling in 154.
Yeah, I just think the risk outweighs the reward in the latter, which is going to 154 and fighting Errol Spence. That's just my thinking. Yeah.
I had T. Crawford. I thought Spence was gonna fight a better fight. I think he'll kick his ass.
Yeah, I know you had Crawford. I had Spence, regrettably. I regrettably had Spence, boy. I was wrong, boy. But speaking of being wrong, I was all the way wrong, bro. So as staying on topic of Crawford potentially moving up, man. He's been flirting. Initially, when people brought up Canelo and Crawford, he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's way too high." And then, of course, Canelo echoed the same. He's like, I don't really gain much because if I lose, people gonna say. I think he was on the Breakfast Club when he said that explicitly. Like, if I lose, people gonna say, oh, I lost to a smaller man. But if I win, people gonna say, oh, he was a smaller man, which I agree with Canelo. But it seems like he's been seriously flirting with it as of late. I guess that money. You think about the money and the pay-per-view buys, and not just him also. But I was watching First Take. And Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, who I love Shannon Sharp, man. I love Shannon Sharp. Stephen A. Smith,
Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, Club Shay Shay. I'm on the fence. Sometimes I rock with Stephen A. Huh?
So what we on topic 3? We still on 2.
Topic 3. Yeah, I rock with with Stephen A. sometimes, but see, you switching it up again. Let's get right. Switching the wardrobe with the topics. That's what I'm talking about. Big topic 3, Heat Gang. So we fit it out here, man. Florida boys, let's go. And Crawford, so Stephen A. Smith, I don't really look at him for the boxing knowledge, and and shout out to my boy Max Kellerman. That's what I look for as a boxing enthusiast. But Shannon Sharp, to me, they said they prefer Charlo to fight. They're talking about the Canelo and the Charlo fight, and they said that they don't think that they're basically saying that Charlo, they're not sure if he deserves Canelo, which I could kind of agree. I could see that. But I think he's worth the risk, and they're also saying that the other Charlo, Jamal Charlo, which he was on this hiatus because he has some mental issues going on and stuff like that. He's the one that's undefeated. Right. Even though Jamal Charlo, he avenged his loss to Tony Harrison, but
he only has one loss, right?
Yeah, he has one loss and he avenged it to Tony Harrison.
He avenged it,
yeah. But I do
Go ahead on.
I do understand what they're saying though, because the other Charlo is considered the better of the two. They're both close, whatever. But anyway. They're saying that this would kind of annoy me. They said that they think that they would rather see Charlo versus Crawford than Charlo versus Canelo because of the weight difference and Charlo going up for the first time. I'm like, bro, I just immediately had this stank face. I'm like, bro, so you rather Crawford, who came from lightweight, which is 130, 135, rather him fight Charlo than Charlo have his first test at Canelo? Like, Canelo is big. Canelo is bigger because of his experience. If you see them two stand by each other, Charlo is taller.
He's way bigger.
You're right. Charlo looks bigger. He looks bigger. What are you talking about? Like the weight. So you want Charlo to not move up one division and fight somebody who has been, and Canelo, mind you, has been a lot of his career at 154 anyway. So you know what I'm saying? And you rather him go down from Charlo go fight Crawford than for Charlo to fight. Cause I'm like, bro, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
And they wanted to fight Crawford at what? 154?
I don't know. Yeah, it's 154. 154. So they didn't want Crawford to move up. Like, do you realize how much Crawford is moving? Granted, his last fight was at 147. His last couple fights were at 147, and I think he has aspirations to be at 154. But he has never fought at 154. And what if Charlo doesn't want to fight at 154? What if Charlo wants to be at 160 or 158, a catch weight or something like that? It's like,
right.
It makes more sense for Canelo to be fighting Charlo as far as you talk about the weight disparity between the two. I was like, man, y'all crazy, but I just think
I'm trying to figure out what's
they don't know what they talking about. That's why you need Max Kellerman.
Charlo not deserving Canelo. I mean,
I don't.
I always say if you gonna take one out, who you gonna put in? So who do they want Canelo to be fighting right now? Let's not talk about Charlo. Who should Canelo be fighting? Because that's
a good question.
Is who's gonna fight Canelo?
Yeah, I would assume.
It's not like they giving him a chance. He's stepping up to the plate to take this fight.
Right. And Charlo, and like you said, like we said, Charlo is already, he only has one loss, and
he has one loss. He's deserving of the fight.
Right.
It's not like he's
Right. I think he deserves a fight as well.
Look at the pitch in the background. He got a shitload of straps.
Right. Now I will say this though, to be honest, Charlo. They could fight the Caleb Plant, who's also a little bit bigger. If you want to talk about Canelo's too big, then I guess he's too big too. But they fought Austin Trout. They fought a good fight, but they didn't fight Danny Jacobs. Say somebody like that or whatever. But Danny Jacobs not a big household name.
That's what I'm saying. Not a household name.
Yeah, he's not a household name. And I will say this too, to be honest, I do feel like the Charlos were a little coddled, man. But this is their chance to not be coddled, so he's going to fight Canelo. So I don't see the issue. Number one, and
that's yeah, I would give you that.
Yeah,
they've been what do you call it? They've been promoted well. That's the way I would
promoted
say.
And protected. Yeah, like they're on that Ryan Garcia
tip. As
yeah, but to be fair, Ryan Garcia fought Tank, and this is Charlo's Tank. It's Canelo.
What's the difference?
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know, man. That's why sometimes.
What's the difference when Canelo fought Floyd?
Exactly. It's just that Canelo was bigger, so I guess it was Floyd taking the risk because Floyd was bigger. So Floyd was smaller rather. So, but yeah, I don't understand. I don't think that they, no disrespect to them.
But Canelo's smaller. That's the exact same thing. What are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Canelo's smaller. Yeah, you're right. Exact same thing. You're right. Yep.
And that's my same point is, we can keep talking about who Charlo should be fighting. Who should Canelo be fighting instead?
My opinion, I don't know if this is what they're saying. Like I said, I don't trust their boxing knowledge like that. Not saying they don't know anything about it. They know something, but I guess they could say Bivol a rematch, but why would he want to do that? Bivol's too big.
Why?
We'll try to avenge that.
Big, yeah.
I guess they're saying, or maybe Benavidez. A lot of people are screaming for Benavidez, but he's not as big of a money fight, household name as Charlo. So like, we know that, but do they know that? That's the thing. I don't think they know that. Yeah.
He has a better resume than Charlo?
Do I think Benavidez? That's a good question. I think Benavidez is more impressive. I don't know if he has a better resume as far as person by person. You know what I'm saying? I don't know by opponent. I don't think the disparity is too much, but I think Benavidez is more impressive than Charlo's, in my opinion. But that's a good question. I don't know by personnel wise, does he have a better? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think definitively I would say no.
He was on, ESPN doing 6 rounds. So I was watching Benavidez for a minute.
Yeah, so to say definitively, I would say no. I don't think you could definitively say that he has a better resume than Charlo. Either one of them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it could be debatable.
Yeah, I think Canelo's at that point where.
But Benavidez is big though.
Where either Canelo's taking a challenge that's almost too big for him, or anybody that he fights is a lesser fighter that shouldn't really be in the ring with him.
Oh yeah. Canelo's superstar.
So if he loses a fight, it always looked like Canelo was he's one of the best fighters ever. Shit,
right. I agree.
Who you want to get in the ring with him that should be better until you start looking like a bum.
Right.
When you get older.
Right.
Like right now, he a big dog.
Yep. Yeah. Ruli said that Charlo's been shocking him with his build up because he's been more chill and more calm than usual. That's a fact too. I think that like he said, he's already articulated as well. It's like he don't really have to sell the fight. The fight's gonna sell itself. Canelo, you find somebody like Canelo, and he's moving up. So yeah.
I think a lot of people, and I'm gonna give respect a little bit to the Charlo boys. I kind of watch them from a distance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people don't respect them boys. Like, first of all, they fight game as as just fighters themselves.
Right.
But the way they plan this fight game, like, they really been for a long time been doing it. I guess you can say the right way. Like, they fight who comes up, but they've been making money too, and they don't never have no real know what I'm saying? Before the mental issues with Jamal, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Jermell Charlo's fighting Canelo. So Jamal, yeah, I believe Jamal.
Jamal, yeah. Before that, everything with them boys been rolling pretty steady and smooth. So I just want to big them up. Know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
He finally got his big fight. I don't think nobody should really be talking about he don't deserve it. I don't see anybody else who's more deserving than he is. I really don't. And like you said, it's kind of been, you can call it coddled. I call it, so protected. My main thing is they've been promoted well. Right. You know what I mean?
And I would say too, maybe
I don't think he's gonna win the fight. But
yeah, I don't think so either.
Hell, I think he should be here, and he might.
He might.
I ain't gonna say he can't.
Right. So to be clear too, I want to say, let me revisit that too. They were more so hinting that, not that he doesn't deserve, but that he's not ready for the fight. I should say that. Let me not say they didn't say he deserved it. They did question his resume, but they were more so leaning towards, I think, from what I gather, that they were saying that he wasn't ready for it necessarily because of his resume. So
ain't gonna be ready. Never gonna be
not ready. Like, I don't know what you mean. Right, you're never gonna be ready. Yeah, it's like for a kid, you never ready to a kid.
That's why they on TV, and that's why them boys in the ring, because he ain't never gonna be ready till he fight him.
All right, you know what I'm saying? You be more prepared than others. Right.
Nobody.
You could be more.
You have to do it.
Right, you can be more prepared than others in other situations, but it's like having a kid, bro. You're not gonna be prepared. You're not gonna be ready, but you be more prepared than others. And Unruly said, I didn't know this was Charlo's first match of the hand injury too. Yeah, man. He said the Charlo bros been waiting for this moment, like y'all said. Yeah, they've been waiting for it, man. They've been waiting for it. And speaking of that, man, we're gonna talk about it. So we're gonna go right into the predictions for the fight, man. I know we kind of already prematurely gave our predictions. This is the next segment. We're gonna switch it up. You gonna switch up? Switch to the top piece. Well, it's interesting. Before we get to the predictions, man, I want to talk about Freddie Roach, man. Let's get right, man. Another Heat gang. You know what it is, man. Florida heavy in this thing. Sunshine State, baby. But another Heat gang. Another thing. What I thought was interesting, man. Freddie Roach, man, and the boxing trainer extraordinaire, man. You know, he trained the likes of Pacquiao, some other greats like that. He's a great Hall of Famer, former boxer himself, and had many wars in the ring and from the corner of the ring coaching as well. He said, man, he has Charlo. That shit shocked the hell out of me, bro. He said he has Charlo. He said he has Charlo due to Charlo's left hook, and he does not believe that Canelo is going to be able to avoid that devastating left hook. I was like, wow, that's I think that's predicated a lot off his past fights, of his most recent fights, that being Canelo. And shout out to Unruly, because Canelo did say that this is one of the best camps that he's ever said, which of course part of that is what you're always gonna say. You know what I'm saying? This is your best camp that you've had. But Canelo did say that, and I do think Canelo looks good, and Charlo's good, but they're professionals, so of course they're gonna look good. But I disagree with Freddie Roach, man. I think I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest. I like Canelo. I like Canelo more than I like Charlo. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for Canelo. So I would like to see Charlo win. I like Canelo because I've been following Canelo more. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. But I think it would be better for boxing and more interesting if Charlo wins, man. So I would like him to win, but I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I think like who is Canelo? Granted, like you said, it's matchups. Like what Terrence Crawford did to Errol Spence. He demolished that boy. But so it's matchups, but I just don't see any aspect in which I could pick Canelo. That will surprise Canelo from Charlo, or like catch him off guard. It just got to be Charlo. Got to be Charlo. He got to be Charlo. He got to be his own person to be different. But on paper, he's not stronger than Kovalev. He's not stronger than Bivol, even though he lost to Bivol. But he ain't get knocked out, and that was a bigger guy. Clearly, it was like heavyweight. He ain't. I don't think Charlo's stronger than Kovalev. I don't think he's more. I don't think his jab is more potent than Golovkin's. I don't think, I don't think he moves as good as Floyd, which again, he lost to Floyd, but he has that experience, is what I'm saying. Like, Canelo has seen it all, man. Canelo's seen it all, bro. So, he hasn't seen Charlo specifically, but he's seen somebody that has the tools that Charlo has and the skill set that Charlo has, and probably better than what Charlo has, and he's conquered him. So, I just don't see it, but yeah, what you think, man? I'd love to hear your
man. I don't know if, to me, I'm a huge fan of Cinnamon. You know what I'm saying? I love him.
Cinnamon.
I think the only person clearly that ever really beat him was
Floyd. Facts.
I know Bivol. I just think Bivol was just too big.
He was too big. He was too big.
And that's kind of like what fighters like Canelo. That's really their only challenge to me sometimes. And I don't know that's my thing. When you look at the only thing that I can see that Charlo has over him is when I seen them motherfuckers stand next to each other. I was like, boy, that boy big. Yeah. I did not know he was that.
I didn't know he was that much bigger than him, bro. He a good 3 inches taller. He looked like he just, you know, his arms look bigger, longer and bigger to me.
His core looked bigger, so he just looked like a bigger dude.
Right.
So that's what I believe. That's the unknown to me in this fight. Can he take what Canelo gonna dish out? Because just like B-Ball, if you can walk through that shit, I don't care how technical you are. You gonna have to deal with these hands if I can walk through what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's his only chance because I don't see no skills that's going. You know, he ain't finna sit down outbox
Canelo, not at all.
So, but my thought is like you say it's better for boxing than Charlo.
My bad. Cloudy Magic in the chat said pause. But yep, that's crazy, bro. Go ahead. I don't know, bro. Don't even worry about it, bro.
Hey, don't snip me.
Hey, Cloudy, don't be wrong. Though. I'll say that. Cloudy Magic is not wrong, so I'm sure he caught something. I don't know what it was, but he caught it.
About to go viral. But listen, his only chance is being the bigger dude. So I don't see no skills. He may have better defense than I think, which a lot of that to me I believe is, you know, being able to muffle punches, I guess you could say. Not necessarily dodge them, but you take them at the right angles.
Right.
That's a big part of boxing.
I mean, that's probably a pause right there too. You know what I'm saying? Taking it at different angles, at the right angle. Yeah, but go ahead.
Here you go, man. Y'all boys.
I'm gonna go ahead, bro. I'm just saying, you know, that's what the chat gonna get you for, bro. That's probably what he's talking about right there, bro.
Hey, I'm finna go ahead, man. Listen. Blame it on this.
There you go, boy. That's crazy, O'Reilly.
Nah, but seriously though, I think I got Canelo. I got Canelo in the fight. Well. I don't think one punch from any fighter can beat him.
I agree.
I just don't. Even B-Ball, I just think, like you say, he won by decision. He just was a bigger dude. It ain't like he knocked him out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right, and that's. I mean, I don't know, man. I my bad. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. My fault.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I know it's an L on your record officially. To me, that's a dub. If you move up to light heavyweight and you don't get knocked out, that's a dub, bro. I'm sorry. Like, like I really watch boxing, bro. The nigga didn't get knocked out, bro. Canelo went up to light heavyweight, coming from as low as 154, bro. Or 150, bro. Light heavyweight is 175. He went up to light heavyweight and did not get knocked out. That's a dub in my eyes.
Yeah.
So
that's what I said. His only real loss was the floor.
I agree. I don't
think he lost the B-Ball. I think he made it through, but that's what you had to get through.
Yeah. That's a dub in my eyes.
Sometimes you step in there with somebody. I mean, same thing with a street fight. You might get in there with a dude, but he might be 20, 30 pounds heavy. You got to get through this one, my boy.
Right. So,
you feel me?
Yeah.
You better make it to the other side.
I agree. Yeah. So, to add more specificity to it, because I do think that general consensus, I think the smart money is on Canelo, of course, according to Vegas as well. So, I'm going to add around. I do think that Canelo wins by stoppage, and because I don't think it's too shocking to say that Canelo wins. So, I'm going to try to go a little further. I say I got Canelo in 7, man. I think it's gonna be a stoppage. Yeah, in 7, I think it's gonna be a stoppage. I think he's gonna walk him down and, like you said, get in the inside. You know, and yeah, I think it's just gonna be. You know, I feel like, and no disrespect to, I mean, I don't think it's disrespectful, but maybe I think Charlo's a higher caliber fighter than James Kirkland. But I feel like they have a lot of similar game plans, similar styles. They try to walk you down and out muscle you. But Kirkland's just, you know, James Kirkland, he was a little more, what's the word? He was inconsistent. You know, sometimes it seems like you could tell when he would come to the ring and not really be as prepared or maybe locked in or focused. You know what I'm saying? Ann Wolf, you know, shout out to her, legendary boxer herself and coach. She seemed to keep him on the right track. But yeah, I think that's what Charlo kind of reminds me of as far as the game plan goes. Like, they try to outmuscle you, and I just don't see that happening against Canelo. And if you remember when Kirkland and Canelo fought, Kirkland tried that, and he was looking good at first, but you know, once Canelo got on the inside, you know, it was a battle of durability, battle of pressure, and who could apply that pressure at the proper places. And I think Canelo is going to do the same thing. I think it's going to look similar to the Kirkland fight. I think Canelo's going to win in 7.
Okay, yeah, I would say I think Charlo is a little more fluid than Kirkland was. Kirkland to me was
I agree.
He was a little too tankish for me.
Too tanky, yeah, I agree. He took a lot of punishment.
Too stiff for me. I agree. Charlo, you know, he a little more agile. He
I
a
agree.
little more loose in his limbs. You know what I mean?
That's a good
punches
point.
come a little smoother.
That's
so
a
I
good
give
point.
him that.
That's a good point. Remember Alfredo Angulo? I don't know. It just reminded me of Alfredo Angulo, man. Shout out to Alfredo Angulo, man.
Okay. One time for Alfredo.
Yeah. Go ahead, my bad. I don't know. I just reminded me.
You good.
You say a little more stiff.
I think he a little more fluid than Kirkland. So
I agree.
Damn, it's kind of hard for me to pick around. Actually, I think if Charlo is who I think he is, I think the fight actually gonna go the distance.
Ooh, okay.
I think he's gonna be beat. I think it's gonna be unanimous decision.
Okay.
I think he'll go the distance.
That'd be good.
I think it's gonna be good. That's what I believe is the best thing for boxing. I know you said you think Charlo winning would be the best thing for boxing. I think that would make a new kind of big dog.
Yeah, like passing the torch or the mantle type shit.
I don't know if his skill's ready to be a big dog yet. I think him having a really, really good showing against Canelo will still keep Canelo at that top rank because I think Canelo should be. I think his skills demand that. If he is who I think he is, he still will be one of the top pound for pound, which will keep him able to move up, and find the right challenge, kick ass, and it'll put Charlo in the play. I think a loss could still elevate him. You know what I mean?
Agree. Especially a decision. I agree. Unless that UD is like you know what I'm saying, like he was just getting beat up and you know what I'm saying, like, but a decision I think is not a win for Charlo. For him personally,
not a win,
but I don't think it hurts. Like you know what I'm saying, promotionally, right? I agree. I agree with you.
On the rungs of fighting, like
I agree.
Really see what you got.
I agree. Yeah, and Unruly said I got Canelo in the championship rounds. Cloudy Magic said it'll be on a counter hook. He said just a hunch. He got him in the third. Okay. That's what's up, man. He said who you got in the third? My bad. He got Canelo in the third
round.
He said early, boy. So I think Charlo like it's so funny because I remember when James Kirkland, speaking of Kirkland, I remember what he said when he was fighting Canelo. He's like, man, he said I'm not even gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna be on him. So that's all I want to. He gonna smell my breath stank. It was just funny because I was just thinking about that, man. When he got knocked out, bro, I was like, damn, boy, that breath wasn't stink enough, boy. Canelo put that stank on you, boy. That stank on you. Shout out to Outkast. That stank on you. What up, Rio in the chat? But yeah, I agree with you though, man. I think that like I said too, I think Charlo is better than Kirkland, so I don't want to disrespect him and not disrespect Kirkland either. But I think Charlo and them are more focused and a little bit a higher caliber than James Kirkland. But I think it's going to go in a similar fashion. But I do agree with that testament that you said. I agree with that sentiment that you said about it not being necessarily too bad for Charlo, as long as he has a good showing. And then I think also it builds more drama to, you know, if his brother comes back, you know, gets himself together mentally, physically.
Yeah, exactly.
It builds a story like he could avenge his brother, like on some Klitschko style. Remember when who beat Vladimir Klitschko when Vitaly came back and avenged him? I can't remember.
Vitaly came and gave him that work.
Who was it, bro? I don't remember anyway. But yeah. So so I think that'd be a good little storyline, you know, a good little lore for boxing and But, you know, I could also see it, which I think is a more likely scenario, is that Canelo go run through both of them. But, you know, I do think Canelo is that guy. And I disagree with Teddy Atlas about saying that he's one of the most overrated Mexican fighters ever. But I rock with Teddy Atlas too, but I think that was a little disrespect. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know Teddy Atlas said that? Yeah, Teddy Atlas said that, man. Canelo responded. He said, fuck that guy. He don't know what he's talking about, man. You listen to him for boxing. And it was funny, but Teddy Atlas said that. And I can see, like, when Teddy Atlas breaks it down, I can understand what I don't understand what he's saying. Let me not say that. I can understand the angle.
Let me know.
Yeah, I can. Well, so he's saying that, like, I guess he's saying that Canelo, because, you know, James Toney also said that, too. James Toney also said that Canelo is the most overrated fighter. He said he'll come out retirement right now if the money right and beat up Canelo. So what they're saying that he has a lot of fluff. So basically, it's like, you know, he fought Miguel Cotto, and people were enamored with that. It was young Canelo, but Miguel Cotto's still smaller. Floyd, like you said, is still smaller. You know, even though he lost, you know, he still, you know, people give him a lot of credit for looking good and being young. And then he moves up against Dimitri Bivol. I guess they're holding that against him, saying that he should have beat him, and that you know, he takes a lot of risks to mask that he's not really that good. I guess I don't really. I kind of feel like they're saying like he's not that really that talented. I guess, like, from a talent standpoint, and You know, I guess he has a lot of. I really don't understand. It's like when they say it, it kind of makes sense. But when I think about it, I'm like, bro, you wildin'. Like, so I don't want to say I understand it. But when they kick it to you, it's like I could kind of see what they're saying. Like, maybe Canelo does. This is what I took from it. That Canelo doesn't have something that's like, oh shit, Canelo is the biggest puncher. Oh shit, Canelo is the slickest boxer. But to me, that's a testament to that he's a well put together fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to have the best jump shot to be you can still be LeBron James with the best jump shot. Oh, you don't have to be able to dunk on everybody. You can still be Steph Curry and be a great basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I'm using another sport to you don't have to be the best, have the best anything to be great at everything. You know, it's like Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was Scottie Pippen the best at? He was one of the best top 50, you know, top 50 NBA players ever. Was he the best at one thing? What one thing was Scottie Pippen the best at? I can't think of anything. Maybe perimeter defense. Maybe I don't know. But even then, he doesn't have a defensive player of the year. Michael Jordan does.
I don't really.
Yeah. So I don't really understand what they say.
I disagree with that. You know, that's the same thing. You know.
But I do rock with James Lights Out Tony. That's my guy, man. I love James Lights Out Tony.
You know, I love James Tony.
I love James Tony. But I disagree. I just disagree. But go ahead, say what you were saying. My fault.
I completely disagree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I disagree. I rock with Saul, man.
And I hate when I don't mean to say it like this, but I hate it when people who are in the boxing realm make comments like that. Because, especially like somebody like a James Toney.
Or Teddy Atlas.
Teddy Atlas.
Yeah, I was shocked.
They know how difficult it is to face so many different types of opponents.
I agree.
So even to say like, oh, he doesn't have one thing or that stands out, this, that, and the third. Yeah, that's what makes him so great, that he's still kicking people's ass when he doesn't have one thing that stands out. Like, that's the point. That's the same thing. That's the same thing I used to say. I don't mean to keep bringing him up, but you know, Floyd like that. Oh, he don't hit hard. Oh, he just You know how hard it is just to beat people. Like, period. And like just to be able to beat people.
Right.
And I don't think he done fought a bunch of damn tomato cans. Like,
right.
Been getting this because he was legit.
Well, I will say this too. So this is what you just remind me of a point. He was like, you know, he said, which I do agree. That draw with Golovkin, I think Golovkin won. But
me too.
Yeah, I know you agree. So that's why I bring that. I remember Teddy Atlas said that. But to me, it's like, okay, they fought 3 times. There's no way that you think he won all 3.
They fought 3 times.
But then he said, well, you know, Golovkin was older and he fought him when he was older.
Man, listen,
I ain't trying to hear that old shit, man. I love Triple G. You know, Triple G was one of my favorite fighters at the point. But it's like that same thing with Floyd. People try to use with Floyd and Pacquiao. You know, he's older. Man, Floyd's older than Pacquiao. It ain't his fault when they decide to fight, you know. But so it's like, granted, people age at different paces. You know what I'm saying? People do age differently. And so and styles make fights, and some styles are more prone for longevity and some aren't. However, that's when they fought, man. Like, you don't have to fight them. You know, there's their choice. And Triple G, one like Triple G was barely beating people when Canelo and Triple G fought. You know what I'm saying? Like, Triple G.
I always thought Triple G was a little bit overrated. So.
Oh yeah. Nah, I like Triple G a lot. I just feel like he took too long to get where he was supposed to be at. But yeah, I like Triple G.
I would say that too. That I give him that maybe. He was a little bit older than he should have. You know, he should have got started a little earlier.
Mm-hmm. That's my only thing with Triple G.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that on Canelo.
Yeah, I don't get how you can say that about Canelo, because like Canelo should be, as much as we love LeBron, not saying from a philanthropic point of view, but just like, you know, what LeBron is for NBA, I think that's what Canelo is right now for boxing, as far as like his accomplishments and what he's trying to do. You know, going up in weight, always challenging himself. You know, I mean, he beat Caleb Plant, and he beat Caleb Plant convincingly.
Yeah,
he has wars with
Canelo
people.
One of the greats.
I do too. And, you know, I think he's one of the greats.
I don't think you can separate him from any Mexican boxer.
Especially not,
stand out, just stand in the middle of the ring, brawls, but he don't fight like that. And I'm
right.
I've never been the type to be like, oh, if you ain't no brawler, stand in the middle of the ring, knock each other out. That's not boxing, bro. I mean, that can be your style, but that doesn't define boxing at all. Not even a little bit. And people who in boxing, I think they should be smarter than that.
Right,
James Toney got his ass kicked by some boxers too. So I love him.
Right.
He got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he did. And shout out to Aruli said he said that he thinks the trilogy was enough, and that he also believes that Canelo is he said shout out to Lights Out Tony. He said Canelo looks like a champion. Yeah, that's how he always fought a champion. Canelo was a champion. Yeah, always watch his matches. And Cloudy said he mentioned not even Oscar. Well, they did, to be fair, Canelo, they asked him his top 5 Mexican fighters. And to be fair, Oscar, Oscar is Mexican, but they consider Mexican American. So when they think of Mexican fighters, Oscar is taken out of that. Come on, man. Yeah, they don't really consider Oscar, because he's Mexican American. So, but if you talk about and Canelo didn't even name himself when he named his top 5. So shout out to Canelo for that. Very humble. You know what I'm saying? He named Julio Cesar Chavez and some other cats. Yeah. So I would have him in my top 5. If I was naming Mexican fighter. Shit, I might have Canelo in my top 5 boxers. Period, regardless of region.
Boxers all the time.
Yeah, all the time. So I think Canelo a beast, man. So now they're trying to insinuate those smoke and mirrors. I just humbly disagree. So I think and speaking of smoke and mirrors, man, I feel like that's a perfect segue to the next topic, man. We got Dame to Milwaukee, man. Everything was looking like he was going to Miami, bro. Going to Miami with Will Smith and them. You know what I'm talking about? And they got snatched up, bro, by Wisconsin.
Oh my God.
Yo, Giannis, hey, bro, that's crazy, bro.
I couldn't believe it, bro.
I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe it. I'm not gonna lie. I know I know you're more. We're both Florida boys, but I would tip my hat off to you and say that you're more of a Miami enthusiast, or Florida, not even just Miami in particular, but Florida enthusiast than I am. I'm more of a player type of fan and appreciator of. I appreciate more the players and the individuals than the teams. You're more of a homer in that regard than I am. But I'm still a Florida boy, you know what I'm saying? I love Miami, but I'm excited. I think that I'm more excited to see Giannis. I'm not. Let me rephrase that. Not about excited. I'm less hurt than you are, and less disappointed than you are. Although I'm disappointed that he didn't go to Miami, I'm less disappointed than you are that he's in Milwaukee with Giannis, because I think Giannis and Dave is gonna be like Shaq and Kobe type shit, or Scotty and MJ. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be not saying the position wise. Position wise is more closer to Shaq and Kobe. I know what you mean. Just a nice tandem like that. You know what I'm saying? Nice little duo. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. But yeah, this came out of left field. I was not expecting that. Dame would be old Buckaroo. You know what I'm saying? And how you feel about that, man? I'm gonna give you the floor, bro. I'm gonna just sit my drink.
Let me hold on. Bruh.
Yeah.
I've been disgruntled all day. I couldn't. When it hit me yesterday, I was like, I can't believe the Bucks. That came Bucks. Way out of left field. Way out of left field. So I'm with
even Boston
on the tandem.
Boston was on the radar, but Milwaukee?
Boston was on the radar. Listen, I thought from the way things were going, it was Miami or no trade. I thought he was going to end up staying in Portland.
Okay.
Honestly, that's what I thought was going to happen, and it was going to make it all work out.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see Milwaukee from any. They came way out of left field. They shot the hell out of everybody with that.
That's a fact.
But it's a hell of a tandem. I can't knock that. That's
a hell of
one.
Gonna
be a problem. Oh my goodness.
Woo.
But I can't wait to see what my squad gonna do against them. We always do our thing. I would love to see him with the Heat.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah, him, Bam Adebayo,
unlike
Butler.
A lot of people, I love me some damn Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
that white boy can play. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tyler Hero a beast, man. I like him. I'm glad they kept the young bull.
Mm-hmm. And I can understand. Nobody really knows the detail of what was given, but I can understand why the Heat can look at a Tyler Hero at 24, maybe something like that.
Yeah, young. Yeah, I think
right now,
23, 24, something like that. Young.
Trading him for Dame, who's almost 10 years older, plus some things around it. Right. Bro, we not finna do too much more than that. Oh, damn.
So let me make sure. So you thinking that it's more Miami, kind of didn't want to give up certain things? You think that's what made it fall through?
Listen, now I listened to the old Lillard.
And Lillard, yes sir. Shout out to them, man.
I listen to them heavy, so I'm always into the Miami talk. They got their ear to the streets when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, they're talking about, it was kind of a spike play from Portland. They just flat out were not trading him to Miami based on the fact that he wanted to go there. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking more like them being like. I can feel that play.
That's what I was thinking.
Being made. But I also think that it was two sides to that story where when it first happened, they came to Miami, and Miami probably played a little strong with him. Like, okay, well, if he want to come here, this is what we got.
A little hesitant on Tyler Hero type shit.
We already don't want to do it.
Right.
We don't want to say. We don't want to give you the pack in the first place, and now you're trying to shortchange me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you gonna get him, then you got to give me everything you got. And they was like, nah, we still want him, but we ain't giving it to him for that. And Portland was like, all right, cool. And they never talked to him again. That's kind of how I feel like it played out.
Maybe, yeah, I ain't thinking about that because, you know, me, boy. So Dave Dollar, Tyler Hero, you up out of there.
Yeah, I would have got
I done shipped him so quick, boy. I shipped that boy priority.
What else they wanted?
Hey, everything. Hey, Bam, I'm sorry, Bam. I love you, bro. Hey, you up out of there. The only person off it. No, I'll just lie. I wouldn't give up Bam and Jimmy, but Tyler, you up out of there. I'd have given everybody. Eric Spoelstra, you up out of there too. I'd have given everybody. But David Lillard, shit.
Oh, man, you can't get rid of Spoelstra.
Spoelstra would have been gone. Haslam too. The last thing I'd give Haslam, you got to retire Oregon. Hey, you talking about?
This man finna give up
everybody. Hey, UD got to go too. Hey, you talking about? Nah.
I like Dollar. I really do.
I like Dollar, bro. I like that, bro.
I still don't listen. Even with him and Giannis.
Yeah.
You gonna guarantee it right now?
Finals? Or championship?
I'm saying, are we finna do a futures bet right now for them to win the finals? You know.
That I ain't gonna lie. So I do think, in my opinion, now I will say, I feel confident putting money that they'll make it to the finals. I wouldn't bet this year. So I think it's a little premature people solidifying them as a finals winner or even making it to the finals this year. Because Boston still, Boston, even though they lost.
I was just gonna ask you think they better than Boston right now?
Yeah, I don't know if they better. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. But I think they should be better. But I'm not one, we play sports, man. And granted, we don't play professional sports, but we play high school. We know how important chemistry is.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I love that you just said that. I get so tired of listening to pundits on damn TV.
Yeah.
Talking like they've never played a sport in their life. They don't
right.
know anybody personally. Like it seems like only people they know in sports are their colleagues, the people they deal with. They interview.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have any friends like that really play this shit
professional. Right.
Like how good these people are, how hard they work, how hard they beat them.
Right.
Like you so surprised that this team beat that team. Like,
right.
Damn, bro, you never played a sport before.
Never played a sport, bro.
That's I know me and my five, we'll get out there and we'll get with anybody.
If you feel me.
Get it plenty of time.
Be confident too, right? So.
And be confident, like
so.
They got 6'4", 6'6" over there.
Right.
From the East School, finna get real.
Exactly. So yeah, so I feel like that I'm never one to downplay or be oblivious to how important chemistry is. So I don't know how long it's gonna take them to acquire that chemistry. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like even this. This might seem minuscule or inconsequential, but I can't do this with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I can't just talk on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it'll be awkward or it could be uncomfortable or it could be something that they might say that might rub me the wrong way or, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so I think chemistry is very important. I think people tend to just, maybe due to lack of personal experience or whatever, but I think people forget about that part, you know what I'm saying, and omit that part far too often. So I don't know how long it's going to take Damian Lillard and Giannis to acquire that. They're consummate professionals. They're high caliber players. But I mean, does anybody believe that Dallas beat Miami when LeBron's first year was there because Dallas was better? Or because it was lack of chemistry.
Exactly.
And they were and D Wade and LeBron been on the banana boat. They've been best friends. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they weren't friends. So you know what I'm saying? But it just takes, your play style. I gotta like you said, man, bro. You just said, I'm glad you said that too. Like, to second what you said, like we at the park, bro, you would hit me with passes and people like, oh, I don't know where he threw that pass from. But I knew it was coming because I played with you so much. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you, one of the best passers, best facilitators out there when it comes to pickup games. Like, they might not know it's coming because they might not know that you looking for me to cut right there, but I know it and we don't even have to talk. It could be like, it don't even have to be something. It could be something that not even as subtle as, something as subtle as like a head nod or not even just you even look or glance and I'm looking at you.
It might not even be that.
Not even be that.
Behind the dude.
Yeah, right. Right. So so chemistry is very important, bro. It's like when people throw no-look passes and people be like, oh, how do you know that? Because it's a dope no-look pass from the person who's not looking. But at the same time, the person read something and he knew that he was going to be there. Right. He was already looking for that. Right. So yes, shout out to Magic. Yeah, right. So you already know what time it is. So to downplay that, I feel like is criminal. So I don't know how much. I don't know what's going to take for Gilbert. My bad, not Gilbert Arenas. I don't think about Gilbert Arenas. But I don't know what's going to take for Damian Lillard and Giannis to establish that, which I don't think it will take long. But still, Boston they should have that. They've been doing that for a while. Miami still has that. That's why in the finals. Speaking of Miami, just anybody on paper, people thought it was an upset that Miami was in the finals and stuff like that. So. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the better chemistry, and stuff like that. So
yeah, but they have better chemistry and a better scheme.
Right.
I don't know about this new Milwaukee coach.
Yeah, and the coach is new. I forgot about that. And the coach is new. So
Coach Bud gone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Budenholzer gone.
Chemistry, like Dame could have fit into that. You got a brand new coach coming in trying to fit in 2-star players.
Right.
And I love to see the competition, so I want them at their best. I want them to scheme up the best and still lose to my Heat. You know what I mean? But that's gonna take time.
Right.
Y'all see what happened with what's his name in Boston? Damn, I can't remember his name. We had the new coach in Boston.
Ime Udoka and
not Ime.
And you talking about the one that replaced him. You talking about Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla.
Or something like that.
Same thing. Like you can clearly see at some points where he didn't really know what to do, dog. The general viewer can see that.
Right.
So I know damn well Coach Spoke can deal with it.
Right.
But
exactly.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I think they got a hell of a stick from the Miami perspective. I'm a homer all the way. You know what I'm saying? I got my Dolphins shirt on, goddammit. I'm all the way
70 points.
So I hate that we lost them.
Right.
But we still got our squad. I think we're gonna have a better squad this year than we had last year. We went through a lot of injuries, ups and downs.
Yeah, Tyler Hero gonna be back healthy, hopefully.
On the injury tip.
Right.
But he got to stay healthy also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the moves ain't over. The moves
ain't over
still to be made. Hell, the Lakers gonna have a stick this year.
Yep.
Denver's still coming back.
Phoenix was part of that trade. They acquired some depth. You know what I'm saying? They got Grayson Allen and Yusuf Nurkic in that trade with David Robinson.
Phoenix got a squad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? New York, I don't think they contenders, but they still gonna be hell to deal with.
Right.
It's Indiana probably. I think they're gonna be a better squad than a lot of people think with Halliburton.
Yep, coming off that Olympic. He probably feel like he got something to prove with that Olympic failure.
Every time a transaction made, I'm always like,
not Olympic. Sorry, World Cup failure. Sorry, not Olympic. Sorry.
Yeah, World Cup failure. Them boys made Noah Lyles sound real nice, didn't they? Jesus.
But speaking of that, I'm glad you said that too because, first let's get to Claudia in the chat. He said Dirk was smoking. He said don't take nothing from Dirk, bro. I'm not taking anything from Dirk. I'm just saying, but they should not have beat Miami, bro. I don't care where you're from. I just had to be from Florida so people say that I'm biased. They shouldn't have beat Miami, bro. So there's no way that Wade and Shaq could beat Dallas. Granted, it's a different team too. They had Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, all that stuff. But they shouldn't have lost, man. So it wasn't a talent issue. It's just it could be chemistry, it could be mentality. So, but it wasn't if they weren't capable. Miami was definitely capable of beating them. You know what I'm saying?
They were definitely capable.
Yeah, it was a chemistry thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a chemistry thing, but that's where.
Dallas did they think too. Dallas did they think. My fault.
That's why I'm finna say I separate from that comment of Miami. I mean, Dallas shouldn't have beat Miami. Yeah. They should have. I take it very seriously, coaching, chemistry.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't the best athlete in the world.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people. Like, when I get a good chemistry with people,
hell,
man, you could be a lot of people in 2-on-2.
Facts.
We shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to us.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle did his thing. I think Rick Carlisle definitely outcoached Eric Spoelstra. So yeah. So I'm not taking away from that. So let me emphasize that. I'm not taking away from them, but I was saying from on paper. Right. Right. I mean, even if you want to just put it on the surface, pure surface talk, Hall of Famers. Yeah. They have 4 Hall of Famers. Not 4 because Ray Allen wasn't there yet. But it was LeBron, Wade, Bosh, all Hall of Famers, right? You know what I'm saying? Dallas had 1, no 2. They had Jason Kidd, but it was old Jason.
Hey, listen, and just for the record, if you didn't know, UD going to the Hall of Fame, but dog need to be in there. That's his fault. Just in case you didn't know.
I don't know about that.
For the longevity.
Hey, chat.
longevity, man.
He gonna be in the he gonna be in the Florida Hall of Fame. He ain't gonna be in Kansas. He gonna be in the Sunshine State Hall of Fame.
My boy gonna be in the Ring of Honor at least though.
Yeah. Shout out to UD though. Shout out to UD, man. Big Onk in the building, man. Shout out to UD. I don't know about he gonna be in the Hall of Fame in Ohio. You know about he gonna be in the Florida Hall of Fame though.
I don't think he gonna make it.
But yeah, man. Nah, I agree with you though. Like Milwaukee to just shoot them in the finals, I think is a discredit to like the other teams. Like you said, you know, you got, and even as much as I don't like Philly, I don't trust Joel Embiid. You know, you just still got to consider them. You know what I'm saying?
They got a squad, though.
They got a squad, right? So you can't just be like, oh yeah, Dame to with Giannis is just gonna blow through. Nah, they ain't gonna blow him out the water. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that though. You know, so now I don't think they're a shoo-in, but I do think that if they get that chemistry right, man, you know, because Dame's gonna alleviate a lot of pressure off of Giannis, and Giannis, especially with his post presence, excuse me, he's gonna alleviate a lot of pressure off of Dame. So I was talking to somebody earlier, and I was like, you know, Dame doesn't have to, neither one of them have to score more to be considered more lethal. They're going to be more lethal because just off the fact that the defense can't focus on them and apply as much pressure on either one of them as much as they could before. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to make them more lethal from that point. You know, they're going to get better looks than they ever got before in their careers. Either both of them. And especially if Chris Middleton remains healthy. Oh, man. That's a hell of a trio, bro. And then Brook Lopez, you know, and I think people, you know, it's like Stephen A. Smith, you know, and I like some of his takes, but I thought it was a very silly take when he said that Stephen A. Smith said that he needs to work on his perimeter shooting, that being Giannis. I'm like, Giannis won the MVP and he won the championship with no perimeter shooting. It's not like Milwaukee doesn't put shooters around him. Everybody on the floor doesn't need to shoot. It's like now that he got Damian Lillard, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it wouldn't be nice for him to be able to hit a shot.
No, I don't think it would be nice. I don't think it would
right. I feel like, bro, what he's doing is great.
It's so aggravating, man. It's like, damn, but y'all ain't never played sports before. Like,
you got to do everything, bro. Everybody got to do everything, bro.
This man bust ass in the paint. I do not need him to shoot jump shots. I do not need that. I don't want. I don't even want that.
Brook Lopez can shoot.
Yes, exactly.
He's a center.
One dude that shoots threes. He can be out there. I need you to control all this shit in the middle that's paint.
Facts. I don't
put pressure on the defense at all time. The game, all that 5-out nonsense, man. I cannot stand that type of basketball, dog.
Facts.
Like, I just can't. He needs to dominate the paint. When he catches the ball, his job is to put pressure on the defense. He needs to be if anything he needs to work on, his ass needs to be at that stripe, shooting 1,000 free throws.
Free throws. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Free throws.
Fucking jump shot. The man's MVP, bro. They won a championship, bro.
He need to be putting the defense in foul trouble consistently,
right?
Because he always attacking.
Right.
Because if you got a bunch of shooters, that means when they get touched, you got free points at all times.
All times.
Kick it out. They wide open. I need you to collapse the defense. I do not need him shooting that weak ass jumper for them to catch the ball. They going down on the fast break. Nah, man, that's terrible coaching, bro.
Terrible coaching. I don't know why. I don't know why people feel like you got to be a.
You know what you're talking about with that, bro.
He don't know what he's talking about, bro. Thank you. I don't get why people are so stuck on him not having, just because that's a clear deficit in his game. So that's something that they can point at what he needs to improve upon. Yeah, I mean it'll be cool to have a jumper icing on the cake, but he still got he got an MVP and he won the championship. Now he just I don't get it, bro. And now they got Damian Lillard. Why Giannis need to shoot for? Now if he was on a team where, I don't know, like Milwaukee's clearly building around him, and I think that's why Milwaukee got Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like showing him, you know, Giannis was clearly disgruntled. He was like, "Hey man, I want to win. You know, my priority is winning." And they went and got Damian Lillard. You know what I'm saying? He can shoot. They've always put shooters around Giannis. Why he need to shoot for? You know, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And then he went to Hakeem's camp. Hello, the dream shake usually led to a fadeaway, so he's gonna learn how to shoot perimeter shots. I mean, not perimeter. If you talk about perimeter on like the 3-point, like Steph Curry, then no. But if you talk about like mid-range type stuff, you know, KG type stuff, Hakeem dream shake fadeaway type stuff, that's what he's gonna learn. They're not just gonna skip that part of the lesson plan. So I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Jump shot is good for his, you know, I guess you could say last minute offense, but none of that stuff should be any go-to moves. Like, why? Man, he catch the ball anywhere inside of the 3-point line. He should be looking to take whoever the hell he got to the cup and put their ass in the rim. That's the way he should be.
That's how it should be, bro.
That's how I feel.
That's how it should be,
at all times. Like, there's no reason for me to be oh, the defense is too stacked. Yeah, I'm taking it into this defense. I got a 7'4" wingspan. I can kick it out if I need to.
Facts.
Other than that, I'm cramming on y'all ass every time.
I mean, who? I mean, can you name somebody that who's stopping Giannis 1-on-1?
Yeah, we ain't having that.
So I don't know why he needs a jump shot, but whatever, man. It's just something to just nitpick at, man. I don't.
It's always something to nitpick at, man.
Always something to nitpick at. Can you imagine if Giannis had a shot, bro? It'll be a wrap. It'll be a wrap, bro. It would be a wrap, bro. But speaking of that, man, we gonna move on to our last topic of the day, man. It's speaking of it being a wrap with Giannis, man, and we already kind of touched on it, so it's a related topic. But it's like, what you think about Jimmy Butler? You know what I'm saying? We're going to switch up in a hat game. Let's go, man. 70-point Dolphins on the Broncos head top. But Miami. Miami, man. Jimmy Butler released a video talking about they need to a tampering investigation on Milwaukee. Now, I thought it was a joke when I saw it, but then I looked at it again. I was like, maybe he might be a little serious. How you feel about that, man? I think he's just talking tongue in cheek, but I don't know. Maybe he might be serious. I
think it was a little tongue in cheek. I don't know what the tampering really could be because Dame didn't want to go there. Maybe they talked in the background and kind of convinced him, like, it's gonna be all good when you get here. You're gonna have a little, some backdoor deals. I don't know. You know how I go. By the big boys with all the money, they can make all type of deals about your future.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they said Giannis and Dame Dollar been talking for a while about linking up. That's what I heard too through the grapevine.
I didn't know that. I mean, that makes sense to me. I
heard they've been talking for over a year at least, if not 2.
Oh, because I read a report from on ESPN. I read it and I watched it. I believe Malika Andrews, and somebody else were talking about it. I believe Woj. They were saying that apparently Giannis didn't know about this. About this Dame acquisition. So, and I mean, they can still work hand in hand. They both could simultaneously exist, and that they've been talking, but he didn't know that they're working on that trade. Behind closed doors.
They're working on that deal,
right? That deal specifically, right? So that's interesting.
I also heard that. I just be listening to all I do is listen to sports. I heard that they said that Dame finally, at least his agent was talking to Portland. And Milwaukee was one of the teams that was thrown out that he would possibly
go okay with, right?
At first he said just Miami.
Right.
He was kind of changing his tune a little bit.
Right.
But
which is what Cloudy said in the chat. Cloudy said that he only wanted to be Miami, which is true. We knew about that.
Yeah. I don't think it was no real tampering behind the scenes. I really think the main thing, honestly, was Portland didn't want to do the deal.
Right.
Like the way that Dame kind of pressed them on.
Right.
Because sometimes I do think, people forget that it ain't 2K in any sense. Not in the game and also in the front office. These personalities, right? These people.
Right.
They don't have to trade him to Miami.
Nope.
At all. That was always my trepidation about it. Like, I've always been like, damn, they be demanding stuff, but they ain't got to. Just the same thing in San Antonio, bro. We ain't got to trade you to LA. We'll trade you to Toronto if you feel like.
Right.
Might go with you. We'll trade you whatever the hell we feel like.
Right. I'm glad you said that, bro.
We don't got to ask you no questions.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I think they was looking for a deal. Now, one thing they didn't want to do is they didn't want to drill it to him and trade him to somebody not good. So they at least were looking for a good team for him.
Right. Because he's a very loyal player, right?
Stuff. Yeah, they kind of tainted stuff. Maybe that made Miami had a big head a little bit. I kind of think that happened a little bit too, maybe with the deal, because they could have, like you said, you can damn near give outside of them two, you can give them everything else to get Dame Dollar and figure it out around them. So they might have been a little cocky with it, but I don't think it was no real tampering. You know what
I don't think so either.
If anything, Miami shit, we was tampering a little bit.
Right, yeah. And I think you do like to ride the coattails of what you're saying, piggyback off what you're saying, rather, is I think you do want to build I think it's important especially for a small market team, to show or demonstrate that you build a good rapport with your players too. So I think it would hurt them if they got rid of Damian Lillard and they sent him somewhere like Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think they're already a small market. They want to attract players, and you don't want to be known as somebody like kind of what Daryl Morey is going through right now with James Harden. You want to be known as somebody that not really being loyal to your players as much as they're because Damian Lillard is very loyal to that organization, man. 11 years there, so he did what he had to do, and they just didn't uphold their end of the bargain. But speaking of that, man, like you're saying with the trade, I'm glad you mentioned that because look at Drew Holiday, bro. Like you said, they don't have to give in to your demands as a player. They could be stingy or be spiteful or just be petty or just be like, hey man, they just really don't want to send you there because they don't want to hold you, but they're gonna give you what you want, but they stick it to you a little bit. But look at Drew Holiday, right, bro. Drew Holiday
said he wanted to retire that,
bro. According to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, bro, the man the day before, bro, said that he wants to retire in Milwaukee, bro. And he wants to be a Buckaroo till the day he retires. And they got rid of this man the day after, bro. So I feel like
the next day,
bro. Not 24.
They think twice about it. That's
they ain't think twice, bro. Do you remember Harrison Barnes got traded? Harrison Barnes got traded mid layup. The man was making the post move in the game, bro. They traded him from the Warriors, bro. Mid game, bro. So I feel like, man, people have to really. We have to really question ourselves. I know fan is short for fanatic, but a lot of times we put pressure and we put a lot of emphasis on the players and we question their loyalty or question how much they dedicate themselves to the city. What about how much these owners dedicate themselves, and what about the loyalty shown from these owners and these corporations, these organizations to the players? This man just said how much he loves the city, how much he's grateful to be there, how much he loves being there. And they traded this man. Not saying that they shouldn't have. Of course, it's Damian Lillard. But at the same time, we got to consider that too, So, because if it was the other way around, people would have demonized Drew Holiday. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to applaud Drew Holiday. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Drew Holiday, man. Yeah, being an upstanding professional, man. And dedicating himself to the city, even though they did him dirty, bro. You did not go unnoticed, bro. They did you dirty, bro. Shout out to Milwaukee for getting Damian Lillard, and I would like to see it, but they did him dirty, bro. They did that man dirty, bro. Because if it was the other way around, they was burning LeBron's jersey. Come on, bro. When LeBron left Cleveland, they was burning his jersey, burning his shoes, tearing down his murals, all this stuff, bro. They always make a big deal out about a player doing what's best for him, but never about the organization doing what's best for them. And I promise you, for every one case of a player doing what's best for them, there's 100 cases of an organization doing what's best for them, regardless of how the player feels. And regardless of their feelings or their family situation or the schools their children go to or, whatever it is, So shout out to Drew Holiday, man.
Absolutely. One time for Holiday and Holiday's family. Hopefully, hopefully they don't send him to one of them scrubs. They look like Portland about to trade him again.
Yeah.
It's about to be crazy for the boy, man. He's been traded a couple times too already.
Yep.
He always been a good dude for every city that he done been in.
Yep, just in New Orleans. He was good in New Orleans.
Exactly. It's crazy to think.
He was good in Milwaukee, hell.
Yep.
Yeah, so and shout out to Mai, she's a basketball enthusiast as well. She brought up this good point. She said that I disagree with her, but she said that she believes that she doesn't think that Milwaukee got better. She believes that they got worse. As far as when she's talking about in particular when it comes to championship contention. I thought she made a good point because she says for as much as they gain in offense firepower, she thinks that they lose in defensive prowess due to Drew Holiday's capacity to be able to defend the perimeter, and and one thing she emphasized was chemistry, and they lost a lot of depth with Grayson Allen. He's a rugged guy as well. So I agree with her with the depth part and maybe for championship contention, but I disagree because I think that the offensive firepower and the fact that how much that they will feed off each other, open it up for each other, that being Giannis and Damian Lillard, and not to mention when you throw Chris Middleton into that tandem, I think that they undoubtedly improved. You know what I'm saying? With the loss of, even though you lose Drew Holiday, you lose some defense, but fuck a defense. You got Damian Lillard and Giannis. Fuck a defense. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to be outscoring everybody, man. And, they're just going to be too much offensively to deal with, man.
But see, that's the thing. I don't disagree with. I don't want to sound too much like a homer because we didn't get them. Because I would love to have them.
Right.
But one thing I didn't want to give up was our defense.
True. That was a good point.
That's what I didn't want to give up. Like, we can give up Tyler Hero. We give up offensive power. That's what he is.
Right.
Because I do look at it sometimes like this from a basketball perspective, especially at the NBA level.
Yep. Scoring
is at an abundance. there's a shitload of people that can score.
Yep.
And not they don't take all the main players to score, right? The main thing you need is same what you need in the NFL right now. You need the ability to get a stop when you have to have a stop.
That's true.
And
defense wins championships.
And you need somebody who's not, or you need people who's not your main players to be able to live up to the moments.
That's true. Ray Allen in Miami.
Because when it comes to the playoffs, you know, once you get there, once the number of teams get there, the stars gonna put up buckets. It's gonna come down to
the others, like Shaq say.
Yep. The others gonna come down to 4-minute game.
Yep.
Within 6 points.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, so I feel that.
Dame Dollar gonna be able to outscore Jamal Murray? Shit, I don't really know. Because
he better.
Is Giannis gonna be able to outscore Jokic?
Yeah, I don't know either. That's a good question. But they better.
I don't know.
They better.
Can Dame outscore Jason Tatum if you can't stop him? Because the only Achilles heel they have is when they run up against good defenses, like what Milwaukee was, like what Miami was. They outscore everybody else, which is why they always can beat Philly. Because Philly ass gonna fuck around on defense.
Facts. And Cloudy seconds that he's in concurrence with you.
Even Lakers defense, right? Even though you look at them, you know what I'm saying, LeBron, AD, they long as hell. They got a defensive team. You trying to go into that paint, you can't score. That's kind of the difference. So I kind of, I don't want to sound too much like a homer, but Dame is a smaller guard. There's some big guards that'll eat his ass alive.
That's true. And Cloudy Magic in the chat is he's in concurrence with what you said too. He says he also added that Giannis has been contained before, but I don't know if you're gonna contain Giannis and
I don't know if you can contain both of them.
And then don't forget about Middleton. You know what I'm saying? So Middleton
is
as long as barring injury, assuming they're all healthy. Yeah, so I don't know, man.
And that's a big assumption.
Yeah, it's a big assumption, but like you said, Claudia, I know you say Dame has been shut down. I agree, but it's one thing to shut down Dame when you're going against a Portland team when you know that the focus is and the focus and the primary objective is to shut down Dame. But when you go against Milwaukee,
exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you focus on shutting down Dame, Giannis, you know what I'm saying. You can't focus on that. That's the privilege they now have.
Man, if Dame is what we think he is as a player, and it's not just because it can be being in that small pond, big fish, ball dominant.
Right.
That's why you put up what you put up.
That's a fact.
If you really a baller, when you get with Giannis,
you
still gonna put it up like that.
That's a fact.
When he kicking the ball to you and there's 3 seconds left on the shot clock, you ain't been sitting there playing with it the whole time. Right. You catch that bitch and wet it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you stepping back, like I said, on Jamal Murray, or you going up against Jaylen Brown, who 4-5 inches taller, hell, probably like 6 inches taller, and you work him for real in the whole series. Like, that's what we putting on them, and I think they championship caliber. I think
on paper for sure.
One seed against this year. I think they will be, but it's damn sure some holes in that squad. And
we got to see it.
Is one of them, so we
gotta see it. We got to see it because, like you said too, and as much as I love Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar, he there's no pressure playing in Portland. Now you're expected to win, right? So now it's different. Now you're expected to win. He's never been in a position where he's expected to win. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he's done so far, no disrespect, outside of his own expectation. I'm talking about the expectation.
It's been underdog mentality.
Right. So as far as the expectation goes, as a consumer, observer, and media, and everything, as a fan, you've been the underdog in every situation. Now you're expected to win. That's a whole different ball game, bro. That's a whole nother ball game. We didn't see people fold before. So now you're expected to win going with Giannis. Giannis has proven himself. So I'm going to be honest, I think that, yes, Giannis has the pressure from demanding stuff and seeming like he was disgruntled with the organization. However, the pressure's on Damian Lillard. Giannis is proven. Giannis is a former MVP. He's already won a championship. So if things don't go right, it's your fault. It's Damian Lillard's fault.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's the problem.
That's a fact. So
that's the problem. And it's not
gotta lock
like
in.
It ain't the Jimmy Butler case where Jimmy come in and in basketball circles he's looked at as one of the the big dogs, one of the ballers, but in popular circles people didn't look at him like that until he got on that stage.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Even when he was balling out with Philly, people didn't really feel it until he got to Miami.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They expect you to come in like you was the big dog.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And he
like,
didn't disappoint. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy
exactly.
Buckets.
You know, shout out to Jimmy Beans at all times. But yeah, so we looking forward to see what they're gonna do in Milwaukee, man. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm gonna love this basketball season.
Yeah, it's a very interesting.
I know they better look forward to us getting on their ass too. I don't care. But none of that.
Yep, that's interesting, man. I know we got a lot going on. To switch gears real quick, you know I don't watch the NFL due to you know I've been boycotting the NFL since the whole Colin Kaepernick and lack of social justice, you know, and adherence to that. So I don't really pay attention to the NFL, but I know you do, and not just the NFL, but also college. You know, you have anything you want to say about the Dolphins just trampled the Broncos? You know, I watch sports, so of course I'm gonna see it, but me not just anybody who does, but me personally, I don't watch the NFL and stuff like that. But
right up to college, you know,
yeah, man, especially with college. With shout out to Mr. Deion Sanders, man, doing his thing, man, bringing a lot of flavor, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of spark, a lot of attention for all the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Deion Sanders, what they doing out there in Colorado, man, and his sons and everybody part of that organization, man. They really representing, man. So I'm proud of that, man. So, yeah, have anything you want to say about that? You know, the NFL tip.
Yeah, man. I speak on Coach Prime real quick. I get a little bit. You know, I haven't had a chance to voice my opinion on it. You know, I don't do this except with you. But big ups to Coach Prime, man. Love what he's doing. I'm real tired of hearing people disrespect the man resume.
You already know that.
Like that's starting this like he just getting into it. He skipped the line. He ain't skipped nobody's line.
Yeah, Hall of Fame.
Man been working his ass off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For years, from Little League football in Texas.
Right.
Taking over #1 national teams.
Right.
Killing people forever. He started a high school. He tried to start a high school. People were knocking him for because it ain't work, but hell, he tried.
Talk to him.
You know what I mean? They was kicking people ass. So high school athletics, Little League athletics, go to make it to college with his son. He been following his son the whole time, teaching him the game, making sure he know it. Now he, #1 draft pick type as far as his knowledge and the way he approached the game. Go to Jackson State, HBCU.
Talk to him.
Dudes at that level.
Talk to him.
Talking about the best football player arguably ever.
The best.
At HBCU, man. Not necessary.
Talk to him.
That's not a necessary step for him. That's something he wanted to do.
Right.
He wanted to give back the same way that me and you do. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do nothing but give praise to him for that. And then he just moved up to Colorado because he wanted to do it on the biggest stage.
Yep.
Prime don't need the money. Don't get it twisted now.
Right.
It ain't nothing about the money. He doing it all really, I believe.
Off the strength, off
for
the muscle.
Kids, the same way, we start AIM. It's all about the kids. You cannot pay me for it. He do it because he can, and I love what he doing. I've never heard him talk brash.
Right.
This is one thing that really bothered me is people act like he's out here talking noise about everybody, trying to promote himself and making a big deal about what he's doing. He's answering the questions that y'all give him every time. He gonna answer them like Prime, the same way he did when he came to Florida State while they was rapping in the stands at Doak Campbell.
Yep.
Same way when he was at the Atlanta Falcons, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
with
sir.
Jerry Curl and his jury on in the class.
Sir.
Talk to people the way he want to.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? The same way I rep my tattoos and my jury, my goals.
Sir.
Keeps me when I get ready. You know what I'm saying? He don't be brash about it. He ain't in nobody's face, but if you ask him, he gonna tell you. You know what I mean? So he gonna be the dominant at what he do, and you can't stop him from doing. He's always been that, and I love it, bro. I love it to death.
Got to.
Even him losing to Oregon, it was great for them to lose that way to show that everything that he did up until then was overachievement. Right. You know what I mean? Like people ain't looking at it like that. Like they ain't supposed to be where they at right now. He accelerated it the same way you did, the same way that I did. You know what I'm saying? 1% of the world got PhDs, black males. Amen. I ain't afraid to say that, baby. I'm one of them. Same way Prime talking about it.
Facts.
I'm the best that ever did it. Ain't no skipping the line. I can go coach NFL right now if I wanted to. Right. I'm doing it because this is what I want to do. And Colorado, great to have them. They need to go ahead and have my dog too, but I'm gonna speak on that at another time. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm talking about?
But yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm grateful they gave him the opportunity. I love what he's doing. He doing it from the dirt, from the mud, like he always been doing it from South Florida, baby. Always represent.
Yes, sir.
Another one of the Florida boys, in case y'all didn't know.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I love it, bro. I really do. And I love the way he handled himself, handle his players, let everybody be themselves. Know it's another way to do it. And it's something that I ask everybody in the world who watch this video. You know what I mean? Just always think that everything that we do in this world, I come from an engineering perspective. Because it's the way that it's done, doesn't mean when we first made the choice that we made the right choice.
Facts.
So always think that because it was done a certain way,
right,
does not mean that when it started, that was the correct way to do it.
Right.
And a lot of things about the way we live our lives, we should rethink a little bit because it could be an optimal way out there. I ain't never designed any device that the first time I designed it, that was the best way to do it. I've
Facts.
never done it in my life.
Facts.
So I ain't gonna say that the way that things are, it can't be slightly tweaked to change. And I love the fact that Dion coming in and saying, hey man, everybody be yourselves.
Yep.
And that's the best way. I ain't gonna talk about the good old boys or the white culture, the black culture, the this, the that. Just be yourself, man, and we can all,
right.
exist and we can all be better. So that's the best way I put it. I love what Prime doing.
Yes, sir.
Represent one time for Colorado, one time for the U undefeated. Got to represent the boys. Give them a shout out. You know what I'm saying? One time for FAMU kicking ass this year.
Yes, sir.
So that's my talk on college, man.
Let's get right, man. Nah, I agree with you. This is second what you say, man. Like, wise man said, you never fail. You just find out 100 ways how not to do something. So if you learn, as long as you learn from it, you can find out how to be successful. And I think one thing that you touched on, I think was dope, was like a lot of people don't like. I know, not like you say, you don't want to bring in ethnicity and stuff into it, but I do think sometimes that does have a factor. Like with Floyd, yeah, I know, which I know you're aware of that. But like with Floyd, like I think he gets a lot of hate. Like even with Dion, like you said, but I think people need to realize, bro, Floyd and Dion, bro, especially Floyd, when they ask him about his opponents, bro, he's always gracious. He's always humble. He's always gracious, applauds them.
He always
right. Gracious, he never disrespect. Right.
I've never heard him say, "I'm gonna dominate this person. I'm gonna do this." He always talk about me. Y'all can't do nothing with me.
Right. He always gives people the appropriate respect that they deserve, the reverence, he's always humble when it comes to his opponents. Always talks to him, never talks down to him. But if you ask a question, he's not gonna lack confidence. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people, and I'm gonna be honest, man. Be very honest, man. I was watching Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart and Floyd Mayweather, and I've always said this, man. Conor McGregor. They asked about Conor McGregor in the fight, and he said that he said he's a white Floyd Mayweather. When Kevin Hart asked him about it, and it's like, yeah, and people like Conor McGregor because he's braggadocious. He's just like Floyd, but he's celebrated for that. Floyd is kind of demeaned for that. Like they're both just as cocky and confident, as each other. I feel like Conor McGregor is way more disrespectful than Floyd is towards his opponents. But I think it's because he's black, so people they feel threatened by a confident black male, even a confident Hispanic male. Usually when it's a non-white male that's confident, even towards women. You know what I'm saying? When there's a confident woman, it's not just isolated towards blacks. It's more prevalent towards blacks, especially black women and black men. But it's also the same for women, white women, or Hispanic men, Hispanic women. It's like sometimes when they are confident, that people confuse that with being with being brass and being obnoxious or being cocky or being disrespectful. No, they're just addressing your question and they're full of confidence, because if they lack that confidence, then they would have heard all the noise that they've been hearing since they were little kids, and they would have been nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we celebrate them because they have that, they are inspired by and motivated by the things that that the world and society as a whole uses against them to keep them down, and they use that to strengthen themselves and be confident in themselves, regardless of the fact that they really have that at the moment. They know that they have that belief in that faith, whether it's in themselves and in God, or likely both, that they could overcome that and be more than what they are, what they're showing, and overcome those things that you're trying to be condescending towards them with. So shout out to Deion Sanders, man. He always respectful to his opponents. Shout out to Floyd the same way. So I definitely second what you're saying and agree with what you're saying, man. It's like, please don't confuse being confident with being disrespectful, man. He's just confident. If he didn't have that confidence, he wouldn't be able to, to high step from the 50-yard line. It ain't his fault. My coach always said, man, there's a white coach too. My white coach always said, man, in football, he said, bro, don't complain about people celebrating when they score. You stop them from scoring. You stop them. That's the best way to stop them. You know what I'm saying? Don't complain to me. I'm not gonna listen to you bitching. Go stop them, and then that way they have nothing to celebrate about. So what I'm saying, he went out there, all the odds against him. Whether Shannon Sharp with his speech impediment, now he's a big social figure. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest voices out there despite his speech impediment. I think Stephen A. Smith also has a speech impediment. Shout out to Deion Sanders when people say he's cutting corners. Excuse me, he's a Hall of Fame football player. He already proved himself on the field and off the field with his little league endeavors, like you already articulated very well. And he ain't cut no corners. It's just that you can't force everybody to respect what you've done, and you know what I'm saying. But his wins and
exactly that's one thing I always respected about Deion. And listen, man, I don't know what world people been living in, man. Prime been prime since I was a little
college,
kid, man.
Right?
I had San Francisco jersey. I had Dallas Cowboy jersey. Boy,
Atlanta Falcons.
I remember my cousin saved all the Pepsi dollars, man. And got the Pepsi points, man. We had the poster with Deion with the golden white suit, man. I wore a golden white suit to prom. Man.
Right.
Y'all right. That man
right,
listen,
man. That boy beast, man. That boy beast, man.
He been doing it for a long time that way, and you can't do nothing but respect it. And I don't think people misconstrue it for brash, or they can name whatever, they can call it whatever they want to. People oftentimes have a problem, I think, in this world with the fact that they don't like to realize that this world is full of competition. They don't like for a person to show them,
oh my gosh, bro,
I'm doing what's out here better than you are. And people just don't like that. They want everybody to be in their box and make their mediocre worlds, whatever they may be, even mine. It's a mediocre world. I enjoy watching the people that prosper. There's a lot of people that don't. And that's the way I the best way for me to put it. And a lot of times it's race driven. A lot of times it's socially driven. People don't want to see
like the caste system.
Didn't have nothing. Finally pass them in the race and have something. People hate to see that.
They still have caste systems out there.
You know what I'm saying? To feel good about themselves. They don't feel good about what the next person is doing. People are real individual and real selfish. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Self-motivated by the things that they can do, not what other people can do for them or what they can do for other people.
Right.
It's a lot of people without the right, you know what I'm saying?
Mentality.
I would say the right, because I'm not the one here to tell people how to think either. But I would say the right mindset.
Right.
Whereas if this man is doing great things that can change some things and elevate everybody, we can't do nothing but love it and follow behind it. There's always gonna be the haters though, and people like Prime taught me that since I was legit.
Facts,
you know
man.
Saying? You know, me and you, we in realms that a lot of people say that we shouldn't be floating.
We shouldn't be in. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I 1000% motivated by people like him. So big up to Prime, and I appreciate.
Big up to Prime, yes sir. Okay, he
all
motivated
the
a
trials
lot,
and
man.
tribulations and everything he's been through.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. Yep. So, people don't understand stuff, and they be, it's like I always say too, is like somebody's success doesn't stop you from being successful. It's just that you decide to focus on, you decide to use that as a way to knock them down instead of trying to focus on what you could do to build yourself up, and that's your problem, man. So shout out to everybody who does it different, those motivating the haves and the have-nots, and yeah, man, always be confident in yourself. There's nothing wrong with being confident, man. Nothing wrong with being confident.
Yeah, I think Prime said it best. He said, "Please don't be offended by my confidence."
Right. Amen, bro. Amen. So
please don't.
Yep, don't be offended, man. But yeah, man, that's it for the. Unless you had anything else you want to add.
I'm good, anything else you want to talk about? Man.
Yeah, man. So that was a good episode right there. We will be posting on YouTube once again. As you can see, the ticker going across. You can send all comments. We'll appreciate those. All comments, critiques, what we could do better. What advice you want to give, a question you want to ask, whatever you want to add to it, we will address it in the next episode. You can send that to engineerstothestreets at gmail.com. It's going across the bottom as well, man. It's my boy Dr. TC. Oh, before we get out, shout out to my boy Cloudy. He said that what did he say? He said he likes Coach, and he said people hated on Kobe because of stuff like that. That's a fact, man. People hate on a lot of people, man. Sometimes people they get threatened by other success, and I don't know why, man. You know what I'm saying? Just, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I appreciate this episode 10. Talked about a lot of things, and we're gonna catch you on the flip side. Check it out on YouTube. We're gonna be on there. Please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe on the video, and as well, like I said, I emphasize, send to engineers to the streets at gmail.com, and we will address all your questions and critiques and what we could do better, what you want to add to it, or whatever it is, man. So I appreciate it. Compliments are welcome too, so we appreciate those. But love y'all, man. This is Dr. TC.
Y'all, chat. Y'all be easy.
Yes, sir. We out. God bless.
All right, my boy.
Peace. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.